Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to look at expanding expressions. So if you can go ahead and get to page 216 in your book, we will get started. All right, hopefully everyone is at page 216. So today we're going to talk about expanding expressions. And we have actually done this in class before, but we're going to spend a lot of time on it today. It's called the distributive property. Hopefully you know what that means from last year or what we've done in class this year, but let's look more into it today. So let's look at our try it. What is the expanded form of 3.6 times t plus 5? So remember, when we do this, we want to take what is in front of the parentheses, so in this case 3.6, and multiply it by each term inside the parentheses. So what is 3.6 times t? Well, there's no number with t, so t just is 3.6 times t, or 3.6 t. And then we also need to do 3.6 times 5. So again, we keep 3.6 times t, or 3.6 t, because remember, when a number or a variable and a letter, or a variable and a number are written side by side, like in this case, that means they are being multiplied together. But we don't know what t represents yet. We don't know what number that should be yet. So there's no actual multiplication we can do. So we just keep them together. So when we figure out what the variable equals, that's when we could actually multiply it by 3.6. Then I have to multiply 3.6 times 5. And when I do that, I get 18. Oops, sorry. So the full expanded expression would be 3.6 times t plus 18. There's nothing else I can combine. There's no other like terms. I have one variable, one constant, so I am done. So let's look at the convince me right here. It says, if you know the value of t, so what t represents, would the evaluated expression be different if you added the known value of t and 5 and then multiplied by 3.6? No, it would not be different, because then we would have just added those and multiplied them both by 3.6, because they would have been added together. So you would have got the same answer. All right, next page, example 2. They show you up top, we have to multiply by outside. This time it's saying there can be letters outside. We can multiply letters by letters. We just can't combine them or add them together when they don't have the same letter. So don't let that confuse you. So I can actually do t times negative 1.2w plus 3. So to write that out, I need to multiply t by the first term here. So this would be negative 1.2 times w, because that's what it was, and then again times t. I can multiply two letters by each other. I just can't combine them when we are combining like terms and adding things together. But I can multiply them together. I just don't yet know what numbers need to go in for those letters to actually multiply. So I just keep the placeholders, the variables there. And then to distribute t to 3, I keep the plus sign that was already there in the middle. And then 3 times t, or 3t. And that's all I have to do, because now this cannot be added to the 3t, because I have a w and a t there, and that doesn't match just my t. To combine or add like terms, they have to look exactly the same, so they have the exact same letters, or we should be saying variables in there. Alrighty, and now let's look at number 3. So we can do this with fractions. In class, I have been letting you use calculators, Desmos. We will be doing that. But negative 2/5 times 10 ends up giving you negative 4 if you were to put that into Desmos. Keep the plus sign that's already there. Then I do negative 2/5 times 15m. That gives me negative 6m. Keep the minus sign that's there. Then negative 2/5 times 20 is negative 8n. And then you should realize something right here that we just made. What happens when we have a negative and a negative? Those make a positive. That was our big plus in class. So those would actually turn into a positive. That should be between those two terms. So the final answer would be negative 4 plus negative 6m plus 8n. There's no other like terms because I have an m and an n. Those are different. They cannot be combined. And then I have one constant that cannot be combined with the variables either. So this is our final answer. All right, for the rest of buckle time, downtime this morning, if you have time, I want you to try to do 5 and 6 on the next page. So go ahead and try to expand those. You may use your Desmos. I have it linked in Schoology. So we will go over those when you get to class. Have a great rest of your day.